Hello, the name's BrianTheBrain. I have a favor to ask of you. Close your eyes. No opening them. Good. Now imagine this. You're hungry, and you're craving a certain kind of food. The food in question is one often made in stone ovens to get the most out of it. It's one of, if not, the best food in the world, known for its gooey cheese. The way the cheese comes off from the rest of the food is almost mesmerizing, and you know that means your taste buds are about to have a good time. Once it's in your mouth, it's like you have reached nirvana, whisked all the way up to flavor heaven, where Flavor Jesus himself welcomes you to more of the food. This food is none other than pizza. Pizza. Sorry for that ASMR. Anyway, pizza. Who doesn't like pizza? Other than the people who do not like pizza. Perfectly understandable if you're lactose intolerant. But if you aren't lactose intolerant, that's also perfectly fine. We all have our own opinions. It's not like I'm going to shoot you in your sleep for not liking pizza or anything. Nah, no way. That would be crazy. But it is tempting. Okay, I jest. But seriously, pizza is one of the best foods of all time, even if you aren't someone who likes pizza. It can be as big as you want it to be. It's very reheatable, you can put as many toppings as you want on it, and when made right, it tastes like food from the gods. Another great aspect of pizza is that it can be eaten with one hand, as the pie itself is usually sliced, which allows you to do anything else with your other hand. You can watch TV, you can play cards, you can write angry comments online, and of course, if you're really good at using a controller with one hand, you can play video games while eating a pizza. Pizza and video games go together like how cheese, tomato sauce, and bread does, which of course is what makes a pizza. Just think of this scenario. You're invited to play some Black Ops 1 Zombies by the boys, and while you're all playing, someone goes, "Hey, so does anyone want some Papa John's?" And then you and everyone else applause, knowing that pizza will be there while you guys enjoy some peak gaming. I'm sure some of you guys have had a similar experience before, and I have as well. I remember one time visiting a friend as a kid, and while we were playing, his parents got pizza, and that always makes a day. Especially for me, who is as Italian American as this guy right here, even if I don't sound it of course. We all know that pizza and video games go hand in hand, but what about pizza in video games? Surprisingly, but also not that surprising, there's a lot of depictions of pizza in video games. And that is exactly what I want to go over in this video. We're going to be going on a pizza journey, where I talk about a lot of said depictions of pizza in video games, and what role they play in their respective games. Let's start things off with Mario. We all know Mario as the guy who goes Yahoo and Mamma Mia, and that's because this guy right here is Italian. Surely he must have eaten a pizza in one of his games, right? Well, he doesn't eat pizza in any of the mainline games, but he does chow down on some pizza and even make pizza in the Mario Party games. In Mario Party 3, there's a minigame called Eats a Pizza, where the goal is to eat as much of your team's half of this huge pizza as you can, with the winner being who ate the most pizza. How much I would pay to play this minigame is a frankly embarrassing number. This minigame also made a return in Mario Party Top 100 and Mario Party Superstars, and yep, you still eats the pizza. Look at them go, munching down on that pie. There is also another minigame in Mario Party 9 where you have to actually make the pizza sort of. This minigame is called Pizza Me Mario, and the goal is to get all of your toppings onto this pizza before the other players. And yeah, it's pretty self-explanatory. Watch those toppings fly. Let's move on to a character that was literally conceived because of pizza, and that is of course Pac Man. Pac Man came to be when his creator, Toru Iwatani, saw a pizza with a slice taken out of it, along with a few other things, but it was mostly from the imagery of a half-eaten pizza pie. We can thank pizza for spawning one of the best arcade games ever made, yet another reason why pizza is the best food ever made. Now you may be asking yourself this question, does Pac-Man have any pizza in his games? The guy loves to eat. Surely he's eating pizza in one of his games as well, right? And to that I say that you'd be right. Pac-Man is also a pizza eater. There is this PC game that was officially published by Namco called Pac Man Pizza Parlor, and the premise here is that the protagonist, who goes by the name of Kathy, is in charge of her dad's pizza parlor after her dad was scared by blinking and fell over, causing him to get amnesia. Kathy is told by her dad to put a quarter in the Pac-Man arcade cabinet in their house, and when she does, the actual Pac-Man comes out of the machine, who is ready to help Kathy with the pizza parlor. The game then becomes simply making pizzas with the aid of Pac-Man, who eats some of the pizzas himself. Considering that this is the real Pac-Man, it is canon that Pac-Man does indeed eat some pizza. I always knew he had it in him. There was also a minigame in Pac-Man's Mario Party clone called Pac-Man Party, where the goal is to make as many pizzas as possible, and the winner gets to eat the last pizza they made. Any of the characters can play this minigame, including of course Pac-Man. Pac-Man is 2 for 2 for eating pizza. Alright, enough Pac-Man, let's get into the real good stuff. In Devil May Cry, Dante is a huge pizza enjoyer. The guy likely eats pizza every day in his office. And in Devil May Cry 3, Dante is enjoying some pizza until some demon-looking things come to attack him. Dante couldn't care any less though, and proceeds to defeat all of them all while finishing off the rest of his pizza. I love this scene, it's so absurd, but I love how lighthearted and badass it is simultaneously. Here's a bit of the cutscene. The perfect opening to any game. No wonder why Devil May Cry 3 is the best in the series. It has this cutscene. The cutscene was so good that Devil May Cry 4 and 5 even have their own pizza scenes, because they knew about the gold they struck with Devil May Cry 3's pizza scene. Speaking of gold, who can forget the hilarious cutscene in Silent Hill 2 where Eddie's eating pizza all while there's a monster apocalypse going on?
This town is full of monsters. How can you sit there and eat pizza? She said she was fine by herself.
I'm sure James would have been singing a different tune if Eddie offered him a slice. I know I would. Next, we got GTA San Andreas, where pizza is one of the foods you can eat at its own dedicated restaurants, which go by the name of the Well-Stacked Pizza. There is also the Pizza Boy side missions in GTA Vice City, where Tommy has to go around delivering pizzas, but San Andreas was the first game to have the Well-Stacked Pizza as a location you can go to and actually buy pizza. We're introduced to the restaurant in the second mission of the game, where Ryder and CJ go to take care of some business, which is the money that Ryder is owned by one of the employees of the local Well-Stacked Pizza. CJ and Ryder try to extort money from the guy, but they both get sidetracked, and the employee busts out a shotgun from behind the counter. Why did the guy just have a shotgun from behind the counter? Don't ask questions you're not prepared to handle the answer to. After that mission, CJ is able to get food from the various restaurants of the game, and this ties into CJ's health. As you can see from this image right here, this is a counter that shows CJ's stats, with fat being one of the stats. Eat enough food, and you can turn the stat from this to this. Congrats, you have successfully made CJ into EDP, and it's all thanks to the pizza I forced him to eat. Let's try eating one more pizza, just to see what would happen.
Watch it, it's hot.
Nom, nom, nom.
Don't worry though, GTA characters always respawn at the nearest hospital. In the discussion of open world games that have pizza though, it's only appropriate to start talking about Cyberpunk 2077, and in the year of 2077, they still do eat pizza, and pizza in Night City is like... Oh my god, what is this? Are those bugs? What the fuck? They call this pizza in 2077? This is what I'm gonna be eating when I'm 73? I'd actually rather die! But sadly, this is what pizza is like in Night City, and they actually enjoy eating this garbage. Pizza is one of the consumables of the game, and it basically just gives you health. There's also a scene where V is offered some pizza by Judy, and I still can't believe they actually eat this garbage. Like, are you serious? Let's just try to forget that ever happened before I go throw up. Let's lighten the mood with some Sonic Unleashed. Ah, Sonic Unleashed. What a great game. It's just like any great game, it too has pizza. In the game, there's a salesman that travels to the many locations of the game's world that goes by the name of Wentos, and after some weird interactions with the guy, he opens his business to Sonic, allowing him to buy food and some other stuff, including, you guessed it, pizza. Look at that pizza. Now that's what you call a pizza, not like this fucking garbage. Alright, I feel better after talking about Sonic Unleashed, so let's also talk about some games where you can make pizza, starting with certified Gen C classic, Papa's Pizzeria. You remember those Papa's games that all had their own themes, such as making burgers or making tacos? Well, they also made a pizza themed game, as one would expect, and it's pretty self-explanatory. Just take customer orders and make pizza, all while managing the store and making sure you're as quick and efficient as possible. Here's my guy. I named him Borges and gave him a hunchback. Go easy on Borges, he's a very sensitive guy. You can tell by his odd fashion sense with the clothes he wears. Another game where he made pizza would be Cooking Simulator Pizza. Unlike Papa's Pizzeria, this is more like a simulation of making pizza itself, rather than a simulation of running a pizzeria. As you can see, it's a lot more involved, having to actually grab the ingredients and such, and moving your character to the different areas of the kitchen to make the best pizza ever made. I think the footage and the name of the game speaks for itself. It's just a cooking simulator where you make pizza, what more do you want? This next game also fits the bill when making pizza, but you don't just make pizza in this game, you can make other foods, want, but in this particular level of Overcooked 2, you're tasked with making as many pizzas as possible with the help of your friends, or by yourself, but who the hell plays Overcooked by themselves? It's like playing Mario Party by yourself, but even more weird. Make the pizzas, and then you serve the pizzas to your customers, and yeah, it's kind of like Papa's Pizzeria, but more arcadey and focus more on the actual pizza making aspect of it. Let's branch off from pizza making games and talk about simply appearances of pizza in games again, starting with Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. These guys are known for being the mutant reptiles that protect New York City from crime, all while enjoying some authentic New York pizza. And of course, who can blame them? Pizza is usually a health pickup in their games, such as the original TMNT arcade beat 'em up, where pizza health pickups are everywhere, as well as TMNT Reshield on Xbox 360 and PS3, where pizza is also a health pickup. There is also this Xbox Series X controller based on TMNT with a pizza on top, and apparently it actually smells like pizza. Kind of gross, not gonna lie. Why would I want my hands to smell like pizza while I'm playing a game? Really cool controller though, just for the fact that it exists and the fact that some people can say that they're using a pizza to play their game. You know who also fights crime in the streets of NYC? Spider-Man. Who can forget the legendary pizza delivery side missions in the Spider-Man 2 PS2 game? You go into these missions as plain old Peter Parker, but after you get the pizzas from the restaurant, you change into Spider-Man and go throughout the city delivering these pizzas in the time limit, complete with the stereotypical Italian music. Ah, what a tune. It's making my Italian blood turn into red sauce. You gotta love how it has nothing to hide. It's just blatantly, Mamma mia, time to deliver these pizzas, yahoo! It's so good, bro. On the topic of delivering pizzas, does anyone remember the PC game Lego Island? I never played it myself as a kid, or even now, but I do know there's a lot of pizza in this game. In this game, you play as a kid who literally goes by the name of Pepperoni, as if they couldn't be any more on the nose. He's even got pepperoni on his cheeks for some reason. Wait, I know why those are there. Ah, there we go. I was wondering where the pepperoni on my pizza went. Anyway, yeah, you basically go around Lego Island delivering pizzas to the residents, and that's about the sum of the game. Pretty simple stuff. Alright, back to making pizza for this next game, that being Pokemon Cafe Remix. In this game, you have to match up these Pokemon icons together, which results in the creation of a food. And one of the foods you can make is Rowlet Pizza, literally just a pizza in the shape of the Rowlet Pokemon. Your pizza can be eaten by any of the Pokemon who visit your restaurant in the game, including Pokemon like Pikachu and Lucario. It's a mobile game, so it's pretty simple, but it is indeed a Pokemon game that has pizza in it, so that has to count for something, right? Since we're on the topic of Nintendo again, it's also appropriate to discuss a franchise of theirs that's almost as popular as Pokemon, that being Super Smash Bros. In the Smash games, there is a food item that can be eaten by your character that restores health, the amount of which depends on the food. It's very random though, so the chances of you getting pizza out of it is like 1 out of 50. But there it is, there's a pizza, I see it. It's pizza time. Let's eat the pizza. Nom nom nom. Yo Peach, that was a 9! The food item appears in just about all of the games except 64, and pizza is always one of them as you can see. And wait, there's a blank right here. Let me scroll to see what this is about. What? Smash 4 doesn't have pizza? No wonder why Smash 4 is the worst game in the series. Okay, let's calm down and talk about another game that has pizza, that being Castlevania Symphony of the Night. Pizza is surprisingly consumable in some of the games, and one of the most prominent cases of that would be Symphony of the Night, where Alucard gets to enjoy as much pizza as he wants. Good on him. I always knew Alucard was based. It's also a consumable in Castlevania Harmony of Despair, and you can play as many characters in that game, so everyone gets to have a pizza party. There's another Nintendo game where pizza makes an appearance, and that is Earthbound, or Mother 2 as it's called in Japan. In this game, you can actually buy pizza and put it in your inventory for whenever you need health, and once you buy a pizza in this game, you have to wait in real life minutes for it to be done. Just like waiting for my pizza to be done whenever I go to the local pizzeria. Let's give a round of applause to Earthbound for teaching kids that waiting for pizza and the patience that goes with it is what makes a pizza taste even better. Talking of pizzerias, let's discuss Pizza Hut. Pizza Hut has had its hand in the gaming industry for a while, such as promoting PlayStation 1 games with them with this you can get at participating Pizza Hut locations, and this promotion they had with Phantasy Star Portable where you can equip Pizza Hut gear. Sorry for just the image, I couldn't find any footage of this online weirdly enough. There was also a Pizza Hut commercial voiced by the current voice of Sonic, Roger Craig Smith. Take a listen to this.
Introducing Pizza Hut's new Ultimate Stuffed Crust Pizza. With tons of toppings and cheese baked right into the crust, it's unlike anything you've ever seen.
Yep, that was definitely Sonic the Hedgehog himself advertising Pizza Hut to me. Who better to do it than Sonic? Guys, I didn't think it was possible, but there's an actual use of pizza and speedrunning in the game. I couldn't believe it either, but here it is. In Max Payne 2, there's this pizza box that can be used to get higher up in this one level, with the technique now referred to as the pizza box skip. You wanted another reason why pizza is the best food in the world? Well, here's your reason. Pizza is an actual aid to speedrunning in Max Payne 2. Truly God's greatest gift to the world. You want even more conclusive proof though? Alright, I gotcha. In Splatoon 1, there was these events they held called Splatfests, where players can choose the side to support. And in one of the Splatfests, there was a debate between burgers and pizza. And guess who won? Pizza, by 63%. If that isn't conclusive proof that pizza is the best, then I don't know what else is. Let me do you all one better. How about pizza as a weapon? Impossible, right? Well, you'd be wrong, because in Tekken 7, there's exactly that. A pizza that can be equipped on any character, and you could throw the pizza at your opponent's chest and mess with them. Imagine being in grand finals in a Tekken 7 tournament, and then your opponent whips out the pizza in disrespect. I would be so pissed that I would immediately quit the match and go eat pizza. That's not the only instance of pizza being a weapon in the game that has nothing to do with pizza, however, as there's yet another pizza weapon in the game, and the game in question is Kingdom Hearts 358 in 2 days. That took quite a bit to say. Why do Kingdom Hearts games always have the most weird ass names? What's next? Kingdom Hearts LSD Dream Extravaganza? Besides that though, in this DS game, you can choose to forego the normal weapons of the game and instead kill your enemies with 2 pizza pies. The perfect way to bring about peace to the world. Remember, most conflicts in the world can be solved with a simple slice of pizza, and if they can't be solved with eating pizza, then it can only be solved by killing them with pizza. But of course, no one wants to be on the receiving end of a pizza gone wrong, but that's exactly what happens in this NES game called Panic Restaurant. In this game, you play as a chef named Cookie, and your restaurant was cursed by a rival chef named O'Dove, and your goal is to defeat O'Dove and remove the curse, all while avoiding evil food monsters, with pizza being one of the many obstacles of the game. Let me tell you, it's always a bad day when you love pizza, but the pizza doesn't love you back. It's unfortunate because of course, I really love pizza. I love pizza so much in fact, that I downloaded an app on my Wii that took over an hour to set up just for the sake of this video, just to get some Domino's. That's right, back in the day if you lived in Japan, there was an application called the Demae Channel, which let you buy food on your Wii, and you were able to use the Wii's internet browser to see when it'd be at your doorstep. This of course is not practical nowadays considering there's apps on your phone to get pizza, such as Uber Eats, DoorDash, and the apps that are dedicated to that pizzeria, but it isn't about practicality, it's about sending a message. The app was shut down in 2017, but ever since, homebrew developers have taken it upon themselves to revive the channel for use in the US and Canada, allowing you to actually get pizza from Domino's. You can only buy Domino's pizza as of the making of this video, but it's still really cool to be able to order food from my Wii. Sorry for the aspect ratio of this footage, not all of us have fancy schmancy dedicated cameras, but as you can see right here, this is me ordering Domino's using the homebrew version. I filled out all of my information, and named myself bought this on my Wii. This is what I meant about sending a message. Just gotta complete the order, and there we go. I can even check the progress of my order using the Wii's internet browser like I had mentioned before, and it seems like it'll take some time to get here, so let's wait. There we go, it should be here by now, and voila! The pizza indeed got here. And in case you were wondering, yes, the pizza tasted even better having gotten it on my Wii. I still prefer Papa John's, but this is the coolest thing I've done when it comes to ways of getting pizza. I feel like I'm king of the world! Woohoo! Yeah! Whoa! That hurt. Anyway, in talking about Domino's, there's a very odd commercial that will forever confuse the hell out of me. And that commercial, for the uninitiated, is a commercial that is so incredibly weird that will make you question just what the actual hell you're watching. And that commercial is The Domino's Hatsune Miku commercial. Yes, you heard. There is an actual Domino's Hatsune Miku commercial. And just look at it. What the fuck am I watching? Can any of you explain what's going on here? Or are you guys just as lost as me? Well, apparently, this was a commercial that Domino's Japan made to increase their sales in the country, so I guess they figured that Hatsune Miku is what they needed to get the upper hand over the other pizzerias in Japan. Like, can you imagine how the board meeting went? Okay, so we need to increase the sales of our products in Japan. Do any of you guys have any ideas? Well, what if we sold every pizza with a picture of hentai? No, you dunce. We're not trying to appeal to the neckbeard here, we're trying to appeal to the Japanese audience. Does anyone else have any ideas? Sir, I think I got it. Everyone, take a look at this pizza box. Now check this out. My god, this is perfect. Employee 2, you have earned yourself a promotion. That's the only way I can see how this came to be, because there's no way rational thought was put behind the existence of this commercial. If I had to talk about another commercial, I think I'm gonna go mad and buy more pizza, so let's stop that there. We've talked about games that have pizza in various ways and gaming related commercials for pizza, but what about games that are made entirely around pizza? That's right, much like death, it was inevitable that pizza would make its way into being used as the entire theme of a game, and I got 3 games to discuss in this section. Let's discuss exactly that, starting with Denoid. Denoid used to be the mascot of Domino's in the 90s, and it was basically this part man part rabbit monstrosity that got the shit beaten out of him by Adam West and Family Guy that simply just promoted Domino's Pizza. There was many commercials, wait no, not more commercials, Okay, back to normal now. Anyway, there was many commercials of this abomination of mankind, deliberately being made to be an annoying piece of shit, because that's exactly the kind of person that wants to advertise pizza to me. You can tell that Denoid didn't last long, not being used as a mascot for Domino's for decades, but in the time he was popular, he actually got a game based off of him, with that being the NES game Yo! Noid. The game is basically a 2D platformer where you have to go through some levels, fighting through numerous enemies. The plot is that a doppelganger of Denoid, who goes by Mr. Green, is leading this group of monsters to cause hysteria in New York City, and Denoid is tasked by the mayor to get rid of them. The game is actually a reskin of a Japan-only game called Kamen no Ninja Hanamaru, much like how Super Mario Bros. 2 USA is a reskin of Doki Doki Panic. It's pretty straightforward, just do some platforming and stop the big bad, much like a lot of other NES games. The real interesting game with Denoid though is Yo! Noid 2, Enter the Void, a fan game that was made as a sequel to the original NES game. This game is way closer to the likes of Super Mario 64, as is this 3D platformer where you go throughout the different worlds of the game in this hub world, and your goal is to get back your yo-yo that was stolen, as seen in the intro video of the game, where a real life dude is in a Yo! Noid costume for some reason. This game is pretty damn weird as you can tell, but it's still way more fun than the original Yo! Noid, and I actually had a good time with the game. However, there's another game that's all about pizza that I enjoyed way more, a game that will forever go down as one of the best indie games ever made, a game so good that it made everything else that came out that year look tame in comparison, excluding maybe Super Mario Bros. Wonder, but even that game isn't as good as this. The game that I'm referring to is, of course, Pizza Tower. This game is so good! The premise here is that the owner of a pizzeria, who goes by Peppino Spaghetti, great name by the way, is threatened by a literal flying pizza that goes by the name of Pizza Face, telling Peppino that he intends on destroying his pizzeria with a huge laser, and Peppino must climb the pizza tower to stop him from doing so. You'll go through different levels of the game, each tied to their own floor of the tower. These can consist of a level made mostly out of cheese and ancient cheese, a level where it's this desert filled with pizzas in the sky and oregano desert, and a level where you're in a forest filled with gnomes in the gnome forest. Each and every level has these collectibles you need to get called toppins, which give you $10 each, and the money is used to open the boss gate of that floor, so you can progress to the next floor of the tower. Once you defeat a boss, you go to the next floor and complete that area's variety of levels. The gameplay loop is basically just that until you finally get to fight Pizza Face, the one who made you go through the tower to begin with. Once you beat Pizza Face, it's revealed that he isn't actually a sentient flying pizza, but was instead a machine piloted by the real mastermind behind all of this, with his name being Pizza Head. He brings back all of the other bosses that Peppino has fought thus far, which causes Peppino to go absolutely ballistic, beating the ever-living shit out of everyone again. The fight concludes with Peppino punching and kicking Pizza Head up into the air, and then giving him a massive power driver that cracks the entire tower in half. Peppino escapes the crumbling tower, and he saves his pizzeria. Pizza is literally everywhere in this game, and like I had mentioned, the antagonist of the game is a literal pizza. This game is the ultimate representation of pizza in video games, and what a way to conclude this pizza adventure. I swear I must have said the word pizza over like 100 times in this video, but now we're at the end. It's like I had said before, pizza and video games go hand in hand, whether it's you eating pizza while playing the game, or eating pizza in the game that you're playing, it's all pizza at the end of the day. I do wonder though, what's your guys' favorite pizza? What's your favorite inclusion of pizza in the game? Were there any that I missed that you wish I included? I'm sure I must have missed at least a couple, but I know I covered all the major ones. Why did I make this weird video? I don't know, I just like pizza I guess. I am Italian after all. I felt it would be cool to make a more lighthearted video, especially after my last video where I made an entire movie basically. It makes me wonder what else the future has in store for us when it comes to representation of pizza in games. Maybe we'll even get another game like Pizza Tower again where the entire game is pizza. Who knows? With all that being said, thank you guys for your time, and I hope you all have a good rest of your day. And I bet after all of that, you're probably craving some pizza. I know I am. It's time to dig in. What? Why can't I eat this? Come on, get into my mouth. Oh wait, I just remembered. Brains don't have mouths. I guess I'll just go do something else. See you all later.